I think Liszt would be furious by now. Slap me. What are you doing? So I have this idea that I want to try, which is to take a little bit of Franz Liszt's music, he's a very famous classical composer, and create something very synthy and funky with it. Like many of the experiments on this channel, I have no idea yet how this is going to turn out, but my main goal is to create something that I would enjoy myself while on a walk or at the gym. I'm a little late to the party, but these days I find myself listening to quite a bit of Synthwave, and I really like synthesizers, so this is something that I just want to try. So let's get into it. So I already have a passage in mind which comes from his Sonetto 104 del Petrarca. So first things first, we need to find a synth sound. Let's see, brass. We're gonna use presets today. I'm in a preset-y mood. I'm looking for something pretty round and friendly, but punctual. Something like that, maybe. Okay, so I played it super straight, and by classical music standards, very unmusical. But I think for this context, it's much better this way. I also changed the meter a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's originally in thirds, but I am applying a 4/4 measure and treating these as duple. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I think it's just a little more interesting. So this is a really cool chord progression. It goes from E major, E augmented with a C or B sharp in the bass, C sharp minor, going to F sharp minor, and then D major, D augmented with the B flat in the bass, G major. I really love how these are spaced out. It's very satisfying. And then B major, and back to E major. So I actually never formally studied this piece, but I've always loved listening to it. And the sonnet is very dramatic. I yearn to perish and I call for aid. I loathe myself and I love another. It's too heavy for today. Anyway, now that we're in doll land, let us just crank up the tempo. Okay, so I had to do a little bit of research, and I think I found a drum kit that will work, that has the sounds that I'm looking for. Sounds close to what I've been listening to. Okay, trust the process. I really, okay, it sounds horrible, but I have a vision for this, I promise. That sounds kind of retro. Okay. I need a minute. So a while ago, I did another experiment using Chopin and creating beats out of the patterns in his piano music. What I learned from that experiment is that you can create really cool patterns by omitting material from pre-existing passages. So that's what I'm going to do with this figure because it's a bit runny. All right, so check this out. I'm going to switch the mute button off of this track on and off, and that'll give us an idea of what's possible. Okay, so more or less, that's something that I want to get at. So let's just open this up. Let us just kind of at random delete. There's not really a science to this. That didn't quite work, did it? What we need to do is get rid of the pedal. Sort of. I think we just completely lost all the harmonies, so I'm going to... That just kind of echoes what was there before. Next, let's try to incorporate the melody. That is not gonna stick. Let's try something else. Yeah, we'll see. We're gonna revisit this tomorrow. I'm sure as soon as I get to the computer tomorrow, I'm going to think this is garbage. So I think this might be a great moment to talk a bit about synthwave. Originally, I was under the impression that synthwave refers to any music that uses synthesizers, period. But upon looking into this more closely, it's a lot more specific than that. Synthwave is a recent type of electronic music that is an homage to the music of the 80s, especially towards film and video game soundtracks of the time. I hear such a wide range of sounds and rhythms, everything from bits of disco and house music, ambient, dubstep, retro video game music, and experimental electronic music in general. For now, I'm just a casual observer, so I'll list some videos that I think explain this much better. And like I said, I've been enjoying this genre of music on many of my walks lately while wearing these earbuds made by Soundcore. And you guessed it, they are the sponsors of this video, and I'm actually really excited about this because I've been using their products way before I even featured any sponsors on this channel. So a few things to mention about their newest model, the Liberty 4. It now has their upgraded technology, ACAA 3.0, which has 2 dynamic drivers that makes the sound very crisp and clear. You can hear the details of the sound whether it's for the low bass or bright treble. It also has head tracking technology, which puts you at the heart of the movie or music, giving you the feeling of being in a cinema or concert. You can get very specific about this by choosing between 2 modes of spatial audio, music or video mode, so you can enjoy the best audio experience in different scenarios. I find these comfortable to wear and they're flattering to the music that you're listening to. Plus, sometimes it's a nice breakaway from headphones while monitoring my music. So I'm just going over the tracks here from this last session, and I'm changing my mind on a lot of these synthesizers because I find that I listen differently on monitors versus headphones versus earbuds. And with these, I can hear a lot of details, and it's actually very satisfying to listen to synthesizers with these. But yeah, as I said, I can't decide, and I'm just cycling through a bunch of these right now. Now I'm going to do a recap of my second session. After having decided on some new synthesizer choices, I focused mainly on creating an intro and a melody. I played the original Liszt arpeggios in a higher register for the intro. And for the melody, I tried a bunch of things with the original until I decided that I would pivot and inject some humor into this and make it super simple, something less elegant but instead can maybe be catchy. For the rest of the session, I kept adding more sounds and extra sections until I faded out in the end. So now quite a few days have passed, which is great because I have some distance from when I wrote the piece. So let's have a listen while taking a walk. Okay, so that was definitely interesting, a lot different than what I would usually write. I would say it's a mild success. I would probably skip the track if I were to come across this in a playlist after 20 seconds or so, which I think is realistically okay. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think Liszt would have been furious? What are your thoughts on Synthwave? And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much to my patrons on Patreon, of course. And also a very, very special thank you to the special donors that helped me out after this recent robbery situation. It really helped. I was able to get a new computer and replace many of the items. Sadly, of course, the data that I lost is not retrievable, but a huge lesson learned there. always back up your files. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.